We're live. That's working. Okay. So I'm doing the birth chart, and your Ceres is in Capricorn, which is awesome. Okay. Anyways, since it wasn't working, I was just talking about it. And your moon is in the 10th house, Aquarius. So like your 4th house is in Leo, but your moon is in Pisces, and your moon is in the 10th house. So maybe your mom put you in your public image, maybe, and maybe she was delusional, and maybe she was overly spiritual, and maybe she'd rather do drugs to take responsibility for you, but she maybe you were her father, you turned out to be like taking care of her because in the 10th house, maybe she put you in the public's eye, and maybe she was your friend, or maybe she was prejudiced, racist, whatever, she didn't want you to be a weirdo, or maybe she was a cool mom and friend, or maybe she wasn't in the picture. And your 4th house is in Leo, which means she is your biggest fan, and maybe she's a narcissist, who knows. And but this means you have talent, and she's seen talent in you. She wanted to put you in plays and stuff like that, right? Did she do that? Yeah, it means you do have the talent to do that. Like if you're in the cheerleading squad, and someone was sick, or in a play someone was sick, they want to choose you to fill in their place, and you would do your own part and their part too, because you're so good at it. Like you'd be very cooperative. In the 10th house of Aquarius, the higher self, people will the directors will you'll be so easy for a director to direct you in a film, like if they wanted, but you would have to be pushed into being on camera, because or they'll miss out on your higher self and your cool ass abilities and your talents, because you put on it, but they have to push you into it, or you won't do anything. Like you need to start doing it yourself. And so and you'd be cooperative, it's like a chaotic crazy Scorpio, but with talent they still want to be on camera, but it'd be hard to get them to be on camera good enough. But you would be perfect at it. Like people direct you, and you're just like, good, because they'll see that. And your Mercury's in Scorpio, so you are a Scorpio on the cusp of Sagittarius. And your Gemini rising. Your Venus is in Sagittarius, which means you like to move around, and you want somebody to move with you, travel with you. If they don't travel with you, you'll move on and have it back up. And you like to learn from other people. And I mean, who doesn't? But your Mars is in Libra. You don't like just one thing. You want someone to make them feel like you're on a date with them and stuff like that. You want marriage. You want that before you do that. And you put all your willpower into relationships. And your Jupiter's in Virgo. You have luck with like being a farmer. You're luck with selling products. You're lucky with turning to things product. You're lucky with day-to-day routines. You're lucky with your health, um, being on time or something. Your Saturn is in Scorpio, and your Saturn is in the 1V. So your daddy in the 4th house. So your dad either gave you a home and took it away from you, or he also gave you inheritance if he died. Like he give you lots of inheritance. And he was also a narcissist too, because he was your biggest fan as well. Right? Or wrong. Okay, and then your 3rd house is in Cancer, so you'll have this mothering, nourishing voice to people. You'll have mothering, nourishing hands. The hands and the lips is 3rd house Cancer, and it's how you think and communicate. But your Mercury is also in Scorpio, and that's how you think and communicate. And then your Lilith is in Sagittarius. People want to see you travel, be happy-go-lucky guru, but you do it anyways, and be preacher, and people like trying to stop you from being that, but you do it anyways, like a preacher stuff, guru stuff. And that's your purpose here too, to have a philosophy and all that stuff, because your North Node is in Sagittarius, your South Node is Gemini. You already learned how to be communicative, and have brothers and sisters and stuff. You're probably everybody's mom, brother, and sister to you're probably mothering to your siblings, or they were mothering to you, or something like that. And neighbors and stuff. You're mothering, nourishing person to them, like you're a welcome home person. Uranus is in Leo. You have unusual unearned attention and expression. And your Pluto is how you isolate yourself. So you get all this attention, and your ego is groomed through that expression, like a creative expression. And your 5th house is in Virgo, a perfect heart. You'll have a perfect heart. Your 8th house in Capricorn. You'll live a long old age life. And your 12th house is in Taurus. You have a beautiful spirit, and you treat everyone like they're your soulmate. And you're such a compassionate, loving, spiritual person in your friendships and social media and stuff like that. The 11th house Pisces. And your 9th house is in Capricorn. You're very traditional, serious before you go to bed, thinking about your reputation. But when you wake up, you care about your family. You think about your care. You call your mom or something like that. And does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm. It's uncanny.
And your Ceres is in Capricorn, like I was saying. You, if you are write down as a reference, someone will get the job. They'll write you down as a reference, and it make them look so good because they're like, oh, you know this person. Oh, oh,
That
okay, that
happened
makes
last week.
yeah. So like you give everybody a good reputation. You give everybody a good like if there's being seen with you like on camera, you make them all look good.
Or if I
So
cast them in the show.
yeah, like that, like that. If they're being seen with you, they're gonna get something good. You know, they gotta be seen with you. And like also yeah, like you even if you're not the boss, but you can be the complete boss because everyone's gonna treat you like that, and they're gonna the boss will be like copycat off you, be like bye peasant, I just copycat off you, and I'm just doing my you're doing my job, but I need you to do my job because I'm a peasant really, but you're the one that's actually in control and running the show and all that stuff. But it's like a hard lesson for you to. It's like, you know what I mean. But like you're really the main mind of the whole thing, so that's what that is. And your crown is in Aquarius, and you rule yourself by being your own friend and being and the know-it-all and stuff. Healing yourself and through social media stuff like that, and just your Vista is in Libra. That's your gift, your relationships. Oh wow. Um, your Juno's in Sagittarius. Like you'll meet somebody like traveling and marry someone traveling or something. Is that right? Yeah. And then your Vista is the gift. Like you have marriage as the gift or something. Your fortune is in Pisces, like being compassionate, loving, and spiritual to other people. Also, you could be psychic with being, and you can make money off being spiritual bullshit too for some reason. That makes sense. Yeah, which I'm everything for free, but whatever, it's okay. I'm like, but I'm okay. And then your Lilith is also in seventh house of relationships. People don't want to see you married. People don't want to see you be preaching, but you do it anyways. You're proud and arrogant. That's way you have to do things, and you be happy go lucky with it and all that stuff. And then you will attract people with rebelliousness, and you'll be like, I'm nothing like that, but you'll have to be like that secretly to get to where you want to be proud and
Mm.
arrogant about. Your Neptune is in the fifth house too. Okay. Uranus is in the third house, unusual way of communicating, but a futuristic way of communicating with other people, a futuristic way of being a mother and a home person, because third house is Cancer. And and Uranus is in Leo. You'll get a lot of attention through how you talk, what you're writing. You know what I mean? Yes. And it's an unusual way of doing things in the public, in the community, of communicating and stuff. But it'll be a mothering, nourishing, emotionally intimate way of speaking and stuff. You know? Awesome. Manipulative Scorpio bees. Yes. And on the cusp of Sagittarius. But anyways, this is the what would you do questions is what I'm going to tell you. B1, 6. And this everyday routine kind of thing, the way you communicate, that you have to transfer things, drive, and speak is everyday routine thing for you. Um, and it's intense and stuff, and cult knowledge and stuff like that. And that's cool. Okay. And your Jupiter is in Virgo, so you'd be lucky with farms and stuff. Do you have a farm or anything like that?
I do not.
Okay. And a home and a house, and to make people feel like they're at home and adopting people and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. And expression and having talent. But anyways, what would you do in this situation? Oh yeah. What do you know about the four-faced cherubim being? Anyways, because I encountered it. I want to know what would you do in that situation? Anyways, if you encountered it. I mean, all I did was observe it. And
um,
yeah.
in the faith tradition that I grew up with,
Yeah.
uh, they preached a lot about the apocalyptic literature like Daniel and Revelation, and so those types of things were mentioned often, but only in a parabolic form. It's just like this isn't really going to happen. This represents that.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a very fanciful imagination. I've always believed there's a spiritual world. I believe I've been contacted several times. So were I to see that particular phenomenon that you're talking about, I wouldn't scream and shout and point and go, "Did you guys see that fucker shit?" I would more than likely observe it quietly as long as it was observable.
Yeah.
And then I would take it home to myself and unpack it alone. And then if it wasn't just something bad I ate or one of my new meds kicking in or anything like that, if I was convinced it was true, there are certain people in my life that I could confide in and tell. There are certain people I would never tell.
Yeah.
So
I just tell everyone because that's how I am. But I understand that too. I just want to know. And then I'll be like, in your face about it. Because I have Venus, Aries, Mars, Aries, Palace Pisces, and 10th house Pisces. So I'll be like upfront about everything, whatever, in the public side. And spiritually, all about social stuff. But like, yeah, but it was, I'm listening. What do you know about it? Well, yeah, I'm listening.
Didn't each face the four directions, east, west, north, south?
That sounds cool. That's interesting because, like, Leo, the lion, fire face, humanoid air, Aquarius face, the earth ox face, yes, and then the water eagle face. So it has all elements to it. That is so true. And I've seen it for real. And that was so cool. So yeah, earth, ox, air, Aquarius, human, fire, the Leo, lion, water, the eagle, phoenix face. That is so cool. I didn't even know that part either because the way I see it, whatever. But yeah, and that's so cool. And all these wings and eyeballs and stuff. And there's that. And it stayed in one. It did not twirl around it. It stayed just like the fucking Bible said. And it would just, move that way and, go inside of me.
How long did that last?
Just like, and it was in the restaurant. It came through the mirror right here. And I was like sitting here in the table and it came and it went that way and it went this way. And then it went in between me, like looking over me and thought overthrow in me. And it said I could assist you majestically or magically. I don't know. But in the Bible, it said something about majestically. So those are two words that I don't freaking know what it said. But it just did that. And it was gloriously ferocious. It like spooked me. I was like, like something just spooked the crap out of me. I was like, oh my God. It was like, gave me so much chills. And I just kept on focusing. Like, I'm just going to sit here and focus and communicate with it because that's all I can do and see what's going on. And it would just go, it went that way into that side and then it came back and just sat right there. And that's what was happening. And I could just see it just like lightning, just like invisible. It's all through my mind, but you could
Did you mention it to anyone at the
time? Not that time, because I couldn't understand. I thought it was like some kind of Egyptian dog face, the ox thing, because I was looking that up, but I was like, it's all the faces. I was like, it's like a hallucination, but it's not, but it's real. It's more real. Like when I see spirits, like it's a process to go see spirits, but sometimes it's like there, just like a ghost and a spirit, just like it. So, and other people can see it too, or I'm just the only one seeing it, but it's like so 3D there and so there, and I could feel it and see it. It's purely clear. I cannot change anything about it with my imagination. Just like when I see angels, I try to change their eye color to green, but they're all like blue-eyed, blonde-haired angels. And it's just like, I know it's not my imagination. I cannot control it. I cannot control the way it looks, and I cannot control anything. I just sit there, focus, and see that. But I was just got done doing psychic reading on the waitress, and I brought my friend there who I always picked up psychically things. So I was already psychically juiced. So it was working. So I knew it was working because I was working on the waitress, and everything I said about what her stuff was true, and that was so cool. And she went back to whatever, and my friend was in the bathroom, and I was there by myself, and this thing just like came to the mirrors that were facing each other, and apparently that's supposed to be a vortex. I looked it up 2 months later. Looked up on YouTube, like, what was that spirit? Like, what was that Egyptian dog head? Which was really just a gray ox, and the eagle and a lion, and the humanoid face. Like, it had the humanoid face had like sandy blonde curly hair and blue eyes, and its nose was like stuck up, like smushed and wide, and almost half caveman, half just the first human looking face. Literally.
When did this happen? How long ago?
I don't know, a few years ago. I'm not sure. Maybe when I was like 27, I'm 38 now. So I don't really know. But it really did happen, and that was just so cool. Just all these eyeballs inside the wings, and I'm just like in denial of like, what is this? All this fucking sparkly, glittery good stuff. Like, wow. And it was just scary, but cool. And I could trust it, just like trust communicating with it, because like it's not a void of light, dark demon being, but it's a scary beast like being, like spooky, like like intimidating, scary, like, but it was just real, and it was just a beast, like just real. But whatever. What would you do in these situations? It's a different situation. Okay, what would you do if a spirit woke you up and tried to like give you this box, and it looked like it was a scene inside of a box, like grass and stuff? Like take it, take it, take it, take it, go and take it. That's how you acted. You acted like a tweaker. What would you do?
If that was the way the spirit approached me, like you said, like a tweaker.
Yeah, like take it, take it, take it, like desperate to give it to you.
I would refuse.
Okay, what would you do if you were with somebody who saw the same thing you had, so you're not listening, and it was a demon, it was giving you headaches and stuff. It had blue eyes, almond shaped, it was bald, it was pale, had long fingernails that were like fungusy, and pretty beautiful buck teeth that were just like rotteny-ish or whatever. And it had a black robe on, and it says, "I can make you powerful." What would you do then? And someone else saw it with you, because you were confirming back and forth that they had the same color eyes, same robe, same shit, like back and forth, like without telling each other. We literally did.
I've seen enough of that kind of thing in movies and read enough of that sort of thing in books that I have a prejudice against the if the person looked like that, my natural assumption that it would be evil, and that even if it could make me powerful, that it would exact a horrible price at the end. So no.
Exactly. And now what would you do in this experience? I was going to Walmart. At the in the doorway, there was this chick with long black hair, and she was dressed in PJs. And so in her aura right here was like a bubble of light and wings. Like, wow, bitch. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go get my freaking omega-6 3 oat milk cookies, which I actually found out I'm allergic to. I was just trying to be healthy, but I was eating things I'm allergic to. I'm like, oh my god, this, but whatever, I was allergic to them. But like, I went and got them, and she was still there. And then here comes this dumb greeter bitch, like, "Hi, how are you? I'm miserable. Thanks for reminding me, greeter bitch." Like, what the fuck? I'm like a nervous wreck. I mean, I could have a chemical balance. Why even do that? I don't need your help, or I'll go up to you. I'm really shy. I'm sensitive. Don't poke me. But anyways, so like, I just waited. I was like, oh god, wait till this bitch leave. And I saw I was eating the cookie. She went away. And I was like, oh my God, hi, what's your astrology sign? Do you need a ride? She goes, I've been waiting for my ride for 2 hours. And so she said, yes. And I'm like, what? She says, I'm a Libra. I'm like, hey, I'm going to give you a psychic reading. Do you know what a psychic reading is? So like, typical Libras might not know, but she's like, yes, I do know what that is. I'm like, okay. And then we got to the car, got inside the car. Thank God it rained so bad to where I could not see through my windshield. So we had to get to sit there and relax. Hallelujah. Because I could not just drive. Like, yeah, I'm seeing this, I'm seeing that. I hate doing that, but I have done that. And that's awesome. I've seen just one. I've done that. But so I sat in the parking lot until the rain goes away. But like, I was sitting there and I saw these angels around her. And she's, I see them too. Yeah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're delusional. What are you talking about? But like, really? Why don't you tell people? Because I just keep that to myself. It's a experience, my own experience. I'm like, well, I'm going to tell everybody. So I'm telling everybody that this bitch has angels on them. She sees them all the time. Like, what the fuck? Why don't you share? Because if you sit with somebody and they're around you, ask them to sit with there and see through their mind and stuff. And then you'll see them too. And it'll be fun crazy, but it won't be so fun crazy because you'll get confirmation that this thing is real, like literally, and it's cool. So there was like, she was sitting here, and I was sitting there, and so there was like 4 girl angels here. I was used to seeing girl angels, and then 1 guy angel here, and 2 got girl angels over here, and then an Indian spirit over here. That's a different story. But this is about the angels, and this guy angel, he had curly, blonde hair and blue eyes, and they all had curly, long hair, blue eyes. So racist because but like so like. I was focused on the guy because I was like, which one should I focus on? Because I want to talk to all of them, but I was just staring at the guy, and then the guy held up this ball of light, like wanted to give to me, and then what would you do?
I would accept that.
Okay, then I said, what is that light? What the fuck is it? I don't know what the fuck it is. Hello, what is it? What the fuck? It could be a curse, bitch. I don't think so. I don't know. But I told the girl, I was like, it's holding like this ball of light, like it's trying to give it to me, whatever. And then I sensed that it had jealousy in it. I was like, oh my god, red flag. Like angels are jealous. Why? Fuck yeah, that's psycho. But anyway, so she says, oh, I accept those gifts all the time. Go ahead and take it. I'm like, bitch, you probably took some bad shit. Hello, it could have been bad. But I was like, well, if you take it all the time, why don't you go ahead and take it? She's like, okay. And then so the ball of light started floating into her mouth and lit up her eyes, lit up her spirit higher self, whatever. And her spirit higher self was dressed in riches, but she was dressed in rags just because PJs. But like her spirit was dressed in jades and jewels. I'm like, I don't really like jade anyways, but I mean, it's okay. It's cool. I love jewels. But so like whatever. So that's what happened. And but you know what? Her spirit could be dressed in false light and be trapped with the fucking angels. Who knows? You belong to me now, and all your things that you have.
Yes.
So you already accepted it. So back to normal, back to the physical. You're not seeing angels anymore. You're stuck with whatever you took. And it's like a virus, bitch. You don't even know what you did. You have no clue. Greedy ass bitch. It's like the Charlie and Chocolate Factory. What are you gonna do? Accept the bubble gum and turn into a big grape? Excuse me. I didn't accept any of it. I told the one with the box to get the fuck out of my room and fuck off. And guess what else I saw? He was desperate to give it to me, desperate. Like I felt sorry for it. Could have fell for it because it's trying to probably give me a curse because these demons were actually attached to it with cords. There was demons behind it with cords. But it was desperate to give it to me, like it was gonna be torture if I was gonna give it to me or something. Or what the fuck? No, bitch. So that could be another thing. With chains, like a cord attached to demons with that thing. That's crazy. No telling what he did to be kidnapped by that. Because like we're in the bodies, we're safe. And that's what happened. Is that all? So
Yes.
okay, thank you ever so kindly, and that's all, folks.
I
Hold on,
it's
hold on.
fascinating.